This just in.
Jay White the second. This just in. We're gonna start with the week 2 review. Talk about why you can't beat the Cardinals, and my week 3 picks. Let's just dive right into it. Game 1, Bears beating the Giants 17-13. The Giants now falling to 0-2. The Bears 2-0. The Bears survived this one despite 0 second half points. And Mitchell Trubisky went 18 of 28, 190 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions though as well. David Montgomery, 16 carries, 82 yards. Allen Robinson, 3 receptions, 33 yards. Daniel Jones went 25 of 40 for the Giants, 241 yards, 1 interception. And sadly, of course, Saquon Barkley left with a knee injury, was carted off in the first quarter, and was confirmed that it was, I believe, his ACL and a tear, and just will be his season. So prayers to all that were injured. Saquon, a great player, so this will be a sad one. They did sign, I believe, Freeman, who used to be with the Falcons, here today. And, he said he refused higher money from other places in order to play there for the Giants. And you have to believe that he will be up in that starting lineup here soon, if not right away, even though he, hasn't been with the team so far. Evan Ingram, 6 receptions in this one for 65 yards as well. On to game 2. Rams now 2-0. Eagles falling to 0-2. Rams beating the Eagles 37-19. Man, Jared Goff had a stud of a day. 20 completions of 27 attempts, 267 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Darrell Henderson, 81 rushing yards, a touchdown in this one. Tyler Higbee, 5 receptions, 54 yards, and all 3 of those touchdowns from Jared Goff went to Higbee. Carson Wentz struggled in week 2, and the Eagles are struggling this year so far. Carson Wentz, 26 of 43, 242 yards, 2 interceptions. Miles Sanders, 20 carries, 95 yards, and a touchdown. Deshaun Jackson, 6 receptions, 64 yards. Carson Wentz was actually booed on the Jumbotron, I heard. There was no fans in attendance. It was in Philadelphia. So, yeah, he was definitely struggling, and you could feel the brotherly love there. Game 3, Falcons, Cowboys. Whoa, what a comeback for the Cowboys. This is my game of the week, I gotta say. Greg Zuerlein hits a game winner as time expires. You can't get much better than that, or can you? This was just a crazy game. Cowboys now 1-1, Falcons 0-2. Cowboys beating the Falcons in this one, 40-39. And we'll start with the Falcons stats. Matt Ryan, 24 of 36, 273 yards, 4 touchdowns. What happened? What happened in this game? Todd Gurley, 21 carries, 61 yards. Calvin Ridley, 7 receptions, 109 yards, 2 touchdowns. The Cowboys' Dak Prescott setting a record. He had 3 rushing touchdowns and also 450-plus yards through the air. That was your record, first player to have that combination, that many touchdown rushing and 450 400 yards through the air. I mean, period. But he had 450 plus, and 334 completions out of 47 attempts, 450 yards total, a touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, 20 carries, 87 yards, a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb, 6 receptions, 106 yards. this game, you know, the beginning of it, fumbles, turnovers. I believe there was 4 to begin with, and the Falcons capitalized on it during the remainder of the game, especially there in the second half. Towards the end, they just kept coming back. There was a catch towards the sideline right there at the end, and that was questionable, but it wasn't once they reviewed it. His butt cheeks were in, which counts as your feet, but also his feet were in, so definitely a catch. And then, of course, those 3 rushing touchdowns I was talking about, Dak kept, once they got down there in that red zone, Dak scores. And he did a great job through the air attacking the Falcons defense as well, leading the comeback. The onside kick by Zerline as well. The Falcons could have jumped on it into the game there. Cowboys was able to recover it because they didn't. Falcons will be practicing that the rest of the year, I'm sure, on special teams on how to recover, what you can and can't do. They just thought it wasn't going to go 10, I guess. I don't know, but it did. It rolled to 10. They could have stopped it. That's the point, though, before, but they didn't. And Julio Jones dropped one in the end zone that could have ended the game. I mean, so many opportunities, right? But they thought they had it in the bag. I don't know. It was just a great comeback and victory for the Cowboys. We'll leave it at that. Game 4. Panthers now 0-2. Buccaneers 1-1. Tom Brady gets his first win as a Buccaneer. Buccaneers 31-17 for the Panthers in this one. Panthers now 0-2. Teddy Bridgewater 33 of 42. 367 yards and 2 interceptions for Teddy Bridgewater in this one. Not having a good day. He did not have a good day last Sunday. And I didn't have a good day in my fantasy. And I know Christian McCaffrey isn't having a good time right now. Christian McCaffrey went 18 carries for 59 yards, 2 touchdowns before he was injured. He limped off the field in the fourth quarter dealing with an ankle injury. And he will be missed for the next few weeks, but we'll be back soon. Good luck to Christian and a speedy recovery. Tom Brady, 23 of 35, 217 yards, a TD, and an interception. Leonard Fournette, 12 carries, 103 yards, a touchdown. Mike Evans, 7 receptions, 104 yards, a touchdown. And let's take a minute to talk about what did not happen this week or last week, really. Okay, so Gronk, question mark. Why is Gronk not a factor in the Bucs offense? He's had 3 targets. He's had 2 receptions. I believe, 11 yards? That's it. I believe Arians has even said, we're throwing to the receivers. Who's care? Arians, in the way he's treating Gronk and Brady, it's like, is there trouble in paradise? Or is that just what they need right now? Has Gronk lost his step? Is he, not what they thought he was? Because they're paying him money. They're paying him $9 million. Are we waiting to see something later? Are they saving something? And all of a sudden they're going to start throwing to him, using him like crazy? Back in New England, they had, one play mainly for him, and it was just unstoppable. When is that going to be implemented? I'm wondering. Are we waiting for him to get back in shape? There was no offseason game, preseason. We'll see. Game 5, 49ers 1-1, Jets 0-2. 49ers beating the Jets 31-13. Bosa tore his ACL, out for the season. Sad one for the Niners. A bunch of injuries in this one. Garoppolo didn't play the second half. High ankle sprain. Nick Mullins to start. If Jimmy's out, he's I don't know if it's questionable or if he's definitely out or not, but I like Mullins if he has to play. I like Garoppolo if he does play. And I like the Niners' chances moving forward. Still, with all the injuries, just unfortunate for the Niners. But Jimmy did go 14 of 16, 131 yards, 2 touchdowns. Raheem Mostert, 8 carries, 92 yards, a touchdown. Jordan Reed, 3 receptions, 50 yards, 2 touchdowns. The Jets' Sam Darnold, 21 of 32, 179 yards, a touchdown. Frank Gore, 21 carries, 63 yards. Chris Hogan, 6 receptions, 75 yards. On to Game 6. Broncos 21, Steelers 26. The Steelers are 2-0. The Broncos fall to 0-2. Drew Lock leaves with a shoulder injury. Lock sprained his AC joint in his throwing shoulder. He is expected to miss 2 to 6 weeks. He fell on the shoulder wrong after getting hit. He got rocked hard and it just landed on it wrong. The Broncos 0-2 now. Jeff Driscoll, when he came in, 18 of 34, 256 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Melvin Gordon, 19 carries, 70 yards. Noah Fant, 4 receptions, 57 yards, a touchdown. The Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger, 29 of 41, 311 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. James Conner, 16 carries, 106 yards, and a touchdown. Deontay Johnson, 8 receptions, 92 yards, and a touchdown. The Steelers on a roll. Game 7, Jaguars are 1-1. The Titans are 2-0. Jaguars falling to the Titans in this one. Titans 33, Jaguars 30. Tannehill nearly perfect in this win. The Titans, Tannehill 18 of 24, 239 yards, 4 touchdowns. Derrick Henry, 25 carries, 84 yards. And Smith, 4 receptions, 84 yards, 2 TDs. Jaguars, Gardner Minshew, 30 of 45, 339 yards, 3 TDs, but 2 interceptions. Gardner continuing to do pretty good as the starting quarterback for the Jaguars. Going to be playing my Dolphins here this Thursday. So, we'll see you then. Also, James Robinson, 16 carries, 102 yards, a touchdown. And Keelan Cole Sr., 6 receptions, 58 yards, a touchdown. Game 8. Lions falling to 0-2. Rough year so far. It's going to be a rough year for the Lions unless they can somehow turn it around. Falling to the Packers, now 2-0, who are having a great season. 42-21, the Packers over the Lions. Aaron Jones, 236 yards, leads Green Bay to the victory. He had a great day rushing and receiving. Did Aaron Jones. Aaron Rodgers, 18 of 30 for 240 yards, 2 touchdowns. Aaron Jones gets 18 carries, 168 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 receptions. The guy had 68 yards receiving and a touchdown as well. Just amazing day for Mr. Aaron Jones. Lions 0-2. Matthew Stafford, 20 of 33. 244 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Adrian Peterson, 7 carries, 41 yards. TJ, is that Henderson? I said that right. 4 receptions, 62 yards. On to Game 9. Bills 2-0. Dolphins 0-2. The Bills beat us 31-28. My poor Dolphins. It was a good game. It was a close game still. Let's get to the stats first. Josh Allen ripped Miami's defense apart with 4 touchdowns. in this one. Again, the Bills now 2-0. Josh Allen, 24 of 35, 24 completions out of 35 attempts, 417 yards, 4 touchdowns. Devin Singletary, 10 carries, 56 yards. Stephon Diggs, 8 receptions, 153 yards, and a touchdown. The Dolphins, Ryan Fitzpatrick, 31 completions out of 47 attempts, 328 yards, 2 touchdowns. Myles Gaskin, 7 carries, 46 yards. Mike Gesicki, I hope I said it right. 8 receptions, 130 yards, and a touchdown. I tell you what, I like Gesicki, the tight end. He is a reception kind of tight end. He could work a little bit on his blocking maybe, but I tell you what, the guy is a possession receiver. He is going to help this team a lot. He impacted a lot out there in this game. 8 receptions again, 130 yards and a touchdown. I like that. Yeah. All right. What happened in this for me? Our defense, especially, I was very, very shocked. You know, we put a lot of money into our defensive backs, and unfortunately, it seemed to be right there almost every single time, but couldn't make the plays, and that was frustrating. You know, and when you're fighting what feels like the officials as well in this game, it was ridiculous. And then we shot ourselves in the foot. I felt, even coaching, you know, we didn't challenge things in the end zone that maybe we could have or couldn't, I don't know. But then we challenged things that didn't really, to me, was obvious that we didn't need to challenge. But again, I'm not the coach. I'm not the players. I don't know when it's time for Tua to come in, but I know everyone in the back of their mind is still sitting back there. Well, what if Tua was out there? Would it have been any different? And honestly, it doesn't matter. You can just add that all kinds of questions to the list, and they keep eventually becoming a reason if you're losing as to why aren't you playing the rook. And you know, Ryan Fitzpatrick maybe working on a record for yards or something like that he needs to get to. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe he comes back in and can get that later, because eventually you have to think. And again, the Dolphins still, I mean, he didn't do bad in this one. Again, let me read his stats. 31 of 47, 328 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did great in getting us back there. Again, the defense, we can't let up so many points. You're going to lose. I mean, we're doing good. We got stuff to work on and tighten up on. Still young. We're right there in these games. We've got to stop shooting ourselves in the foot. We got to execute completely, especially on defense, better. Okay. Game 10, Vikings 0-2, Colts 1-1. Vikings falling to the Colts in this one, 11-28. The Colts win. Colts, Hooker, and Campbell left with injuries in this one. Vikings, Kirk Cousins, 11 of 26, 113 yards, 3 interceptions. A hard day to beat Kirk Cousins and the Vikings. Delvin Cook, 14 carries, 63 yards, a touchdown. Justin Jefferson, 3 receptions, 44 yards. Colts, Phillip Rivers, 19 completions of 25 attempts, 214 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. You know, Phillip Rivers just trying to survive, and that they did, at least in this one. Jonathan Taylor, 26 carries, 101 yards, a touchdown. Very nice day for Taylor. Cox, 5 receptions, 111 yards. And on to game 11. Washington Cardinals. Cardinals are 2-0 now. Washington 1-1 because the Cardinals beating up on Washington 30-15. Murray leads the Cardinals, carries the Cardinals to a victory. And Washington, Dwayne Haskins, 19 of 33, 223 yards and a touchdown. Gibson had 13 carries, 55 yards, a touchdown. And 7 receptions, 125 yards, a touchdowns for Terry McCollin. Cardinals 2-0. Kyler Murray, 26 of 38, 286 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Kenyon Drake, 20 carries, 86 yards. DeAndre Hopkins, 8 receptions, 68 yards, a touchdown. Kyler Murray again, 8 carries, 67 rushing yards. 2 rushing touchdowns. His average every time he rushed the ball, 8.4 yards a carry. MVP-like season for Kyler Murray. Here's where you can't stop the Cards. Are you ready? Okay. You're trying to stop Kyler Murray. You're trying to blitz him. You're sending four-man blitz, right? Who do you got out there now that he didn't have last year? DeAndre Hopkins. Let me reread his stats for just this week. 8 receptions, 68 yards, and a touchdown. The week before, he had even more. And I think it was 15 receptions and so many 100-something yards. Anyways, so now you have him to worry about. You double him. Well, now you got Murray back loose and running it. And it's like, who are you going to stop? You can't stop the Cardinals this year. I feel like if they can stay healthy, this is a dangerous team. Kyler Murray's my fantasy quarterback. I'm loving this conversation. I hope it continues the rest of the year. I hope it's like Lamar Jackson and, Patrick Mahomes II. Let's go. We're rolling with one. Kyler Murray, you can't stop the Cards. Love it. I'm loving this. Game 12. Let's move on. Ravens 2-0. Texans 0-2. The Ravens 33. The Texans 16. And Texans just having a hard year, but the Ravens just continuing to improve. It feels like, and they're going to be in a big game this week against the Chiefs. We'll talk about that a little bit later. The Ravens rack up 230 rushing yards in this win. Amazing. Ravens now 2-0 again. Remember, Lamar Jackson, 18 of 24, 204 yards, a touchdown. Mark Ingram, 9 carries, 55 yards, a touchdown. Marquise Brown, 5 receptions, 42 yards. The Texans falling to 0-2. Deshaun Watson, 25 completions of 36 attempts, 275 yards, a touchdown, and an interception in this one. David Johnson, 11 carries for 34 yards. Brandon Cooks, 5 receptions for 95 yards. Game 13. Chiefs 2-0. Chargers 1-1. The Chiefs win this one 23-20. Butker drills a 58-yard field goal to win it in overtime. This was a great game. Chiefs did great. Patrick Mahomes, 27 completions, 47 attempts, 302 yards, 2 touchdowns. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 10 carries, 38 yards. Tyreek Hill, dude's a beast, 5 receptions, 99 yards, and a touchdown. Chargers 1-1. Justin Herbert coming in and starting this one due to Tyrod Taylor's chest. All of a sudden, he had chest issues, had trouble breathing, had to be sent to the hospital. Prayers to Tyrod. Hope everything's okay. Justin Herbert, though, looked fine. 22 completions, 33 attempts, 311 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. But again, Justin Herbert, so far, every little bit of what I thought he could be. There was a little, confusion out there. But besides that, that could be anyone at any level. But he is a rookie. We'll mark it up as that. Austin Eckler, 16 carries, 93 yards. Keenan Allen, just a beast. 7 receptions, 96 yards. Definitely helping Justin Herbert out. Those two are. And game 14, the Patriots 1-1, the Seahawks 2-0. This was a great game. Seahawks 35, Patriots 30, and the Seahawks stopping them on the goal line stand. Russell Wilson is unlimited. Let's talk Russell Wilson. 21 of 28, 288 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. Just an amazing quarterback this guy is. He more than likely may end up with the MVP. I mean, we got Aaron Rodgers to think about. We got a few other guys to talk about. That's just having great years. But Russell, in my mind so far, I mean, you gotta hand it to him so far. Carson, 17 carries, 72 yards. DK Metcalf, 4 receptions, 92 yards, and 1 touchdown. TJ Lockett, 7 receptions, 67 yards, and a touchdown. Cam Newton for the Patriots went 30 of 44, 397 yards, a touchdown, and 1 interception. Cam Newton also had 11 carries for 47 yards and 2 touchdowns. Julian Edelman, 8 receptions, 179 yards total in this one. Old man Edelman still got it. The Patriots still got it. So watch out for the Patriots. Game 15. Saints 1-1. The Raiders 2-0. This was a great game. Drew Brees, 26 of 38. 32 yards. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Alvin Kamara, 13 carries, 79 yards, 2 TDs. Alvin Kamara also had 9 receptions for 95 yards. Dude's just a stud. Derek Carr having a great game, a great year so far. Believing in Derek Carr. 28 out of 38, 282 yards, 3 touchdowns. Josh Jacobs, 27 carries, 84 yards. Or 88 yards. And Darren Waller, 12 receptions, 103 yards, and a touchdown. 12 receptions, 103 yards, and a touchdown. Waller. This guy just had a night and a great game. And remember the Bengals-Browns. 30-35, the Browns beat the Bengals. The Browns now 1-1. The Bengals 0-2. That was the Week 2 review. Let's move on to the Week 3 picks, and we can wrap this all up. Dolphins, Jaguars, Thursday night. Taking the Dolphins. I believe Fitzpatrick will be out there. I believe our defense is tightening things up still, and Jaguars are a good team, so I think they're going to be surprised, even though they've been surprising everybody else. Dolphins are about to start showing and completing these games up instead of letting up. Dolphins in this one. Can't wait for it. 49ers, Giants. Taking the 49ers, even with all the injuries, over the Giants. They have to play on that same field they just played in with all those injuries. Hope everyone can get out of this week with less or no injuries. Washington and the Browns. I'm taking the Browns at home in this one over Washington. Bengals, Eagles. I'm taking the Bengals over the Eagles. Bengals, come on. Prove me right. Raiders, Patriots. I'm taking the Raiders on the road in New England. I am taking the Raiders on the road against the Patriots. Patriots, they're a good team, but the Raiders are a good team. The Raiders, to talk a little bit more about their last game against the Saints, Derek Carr did great. It was the defense. The defense is letting up so much points, and again, they won this. game against the Saints, but still, the defense is their weakness, is all I'm saying. Got to tighten that up. If they can do that against the Patriots, if they can stop Cam Newton through the air, on the ground especially, because once you stop that, then, I mean, he's throwing it. And so I think if they can figure it out, they got this. And it's just a matter of shutting Cam Newton down. Easier said than done. I'm still taking the Raiders. I'm still taking Derek Carr. And I'm believing a little bit more in their defense this week, just like Miami. Bears, Falcons. Taking the Bears on the road against the Falcons. Bills, Rams. Taking the Bills at home. Steelers, Texans. I'm taking the Steelers at home. Titans, Vikings. I'm taking the Titans on the road. Chargers, Panthers. I'm taking the Chargers. Colts, Jets. I'll take the Colts. Seahawks, Cowboys. It's going to be a game. But I'm taking the Seahawks. I'm taking Mr. Unlimited. Unless the Cowboys come out with some crazy victory again. Gotta always love those. Cardinals, Lions. I'm taking the Cardinals at home. Buccaneers on the road. I'm taking the Buccaneers over the Broncos. Packers, Saints. Sunday night, I'm taking the Packers. And Chiefs, Ravens. This is the game. This is the game of the week. Monday night. Ravens. I'm taking the Ravens at home over the Chiefs. This has been a long video. Let's wrap it up. Jay White II. This just in. Like, subscribe, share. I'll see you next time.